Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, along with his vice president, J.D. Vance, are on Barack Obama's head. They want him. No, do they want him dead? I don't know. But at the very least, they want him in prison. Why? Treason is the reason. Yeah. Trump, in a new social media post, showed himself catching up with his predecessor, like the Los Angeles Police Department caught up with OJ Simpson back in 1994, after a warrant was issued for his arrest in the murder of his wife and her friend. POTUS posted a meme to several of his social media accounts Saturday, sharing a photo from OJ Simpson's iconic chase down on the 405 freeway in his white Ford Bronco before he was arrested. In the pic, Trump's face is photoshopped into one of the police cars, while a babyface meme photo of J.D. Vance is in another car. Former President Obama's picture is in the Bronco, the steely look on his face standing in stark contrast to the smug looks on the other two. Trump captured the post on IG with a few laughing emojis, while acknowledging he didn't make the picture. It's a post from Donald Trump Jr. It's a really bizarre photo, clearly a reference to the Trump administration's claim that Barack Obama led a treasonous conspiracy to convince Americans that Russia helped Trump win the 2016 election by interfering. Of course, a 2020 Senate investigation found Russia operatives did spread disinformation and leak details from Hillary Clinton's campaign. A bipartisan committee of politicians, including current Secretary of State Marco Rubio, endorsed the findings. Obama's spokesperson responded to the claims by saying, "These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction." Distraction from what? The Epstein list. Yeah, man. Anything but the Epstein list. Yeah. Let's talk about tariffs. Let's talk about golf. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about basketball. Let's talk about crime. Let's talk about statues. Let's talk about the museum. Let's talk about Russia, minus the elections. Let's talk about Ukraine. Let's talk about China. Let's talk about the blacks. Anything but that Epstein list. Let's talk about Medicare. Let's talk about Social Security. Let's talk about education reform. Let's talk about prison reform. Let's talk about anything but that Epstein list. Trump is shaking in his boots about that Epstein list. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if Trump's name is on the list, which we know it is, right? It doesn't matter, though, because Trump is going to survive this. Politically, he will survive because his supporters really don't care what type of person he is. You see, they don't care because, look, remember, he's the same dude who said, "I'll grab him by the pee." You know what I'm saying? And they'll do nothing. They just sit there looking crazy. He's the same one who's been accused by a few dozen women already of SAing. You know what I'm saying? Already. They still voted for him. At least over half of the women in the country still voted for him. This is after this guy was accused of these crimes. They still voted for him. So what does that tell me? That tells me that all of this uproar about this guy and that guy did this, some women do care. I would say many women do care, but many other women do not really care about violators of women the way they act like they do. What they do is pick and choose. Yeah, they pick and choose when they want to be outraged by some man violating a woman. They act like, oh, it is the worst thing on earth when they don't like you. If they like you, they think they can get something out of you, you're gonna do their bidding. If they think you're a bona fide racist, or they're gonna get some money or some kind of way, you're gonna help them get some money. Yeah, they can overlook those little transgressions. That's right, I said it. I said out loud what many people think silently. Yeah, man. So, it appears to me that the Trump administration is trying to distract. That's all this is a big distraction. Because if they can actually criminally punish Barack Obama, then the door opens wide up for Trump to be punished. Not while he's in office, because they wouldn't dare do that while he's in office. Hell, they wouldn't dare do it when he wasn't in office. See, that was the time for them to take him out. That was the time to take him all the way down. They had their foot on Trump's neck, and they got off the gas. I don't know what they were thinking, but every single, not just Democrat, but Republican, because Trump has taken their heart. They ain't got no balls. They ain't got no Republicans who will stand up to Trump. They don't have any balls. Maybe there's one or two, but the rest of them, woo, they cowards. And Trump exposed them. All that power, all of that power, big positions, congressmen, congresswomen, state reps, mayors, yeah, governors. Trump punked all of them, except maybe one or two. This is really juvenile to me. A president sharing memes with superimposed pictures disparaging his predecessor. Where did he find time to do stuff like this? I mean, even finding time to share a photo. How do you find time to log on to Twitter? Log into your failed Truth Social. How do you find time for stuff like that? You're the president of the United States. Look, man, I ain't even on that type of level, and I ain't got time for that. I mean, this is trivia stuff. There are real world problems out there that need to be solved, and he was voted to help solve those problems. So to all of the people out there who voted for him, how's that working out? No more talk.